Hey everyone, it's OJ here. It's Friday, so we are getting into yet another weekend. And with that, let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin so that we know what to expect and what we can do. Alright guys, you're watching Crypto Corner, your go-to place for all things crypto. My name is OJ, crypto analyst and investor since 2016. I've been here basically 9 years now in this space, in the crypto space. And when I started, it was about 6, 7, maybe 10 people that were posting videos, and I learned a lot from these people. This is why I also started this channel, to share my experience, my knowledge, everything that I'm doing here. And today we're going to look at the price of Bitcoin, because this is really what is driving the market right now. If Bitcoin goes up by a few percent, altcoins go up as well. If Bitcoin drops by 2 or 3%, altcoins drop by 10, 15, 20%. They get obliterated sometimes. So this is why we are monitoring the price of Bitcoin religiously. Every week we are checking the price of Bitcoin. Even if you're only interested in altcoins and you're trading altcoins, you still have to look at what's happening with Bitcoin so that you know what to expect. Because there's no way that Ethereum or XRP or Stellar or HBAR or Pendle or any of the other altcoins are going to be pumping if Bitcoin drops by another 3, 4, 5%. And it's a possibility. So let's look at the charts. And first I'm going to look at the weekly, we're going to look at the bigger time frames, and then we're going to zoom in into the shorter time frames so that we can see what we can expect in the short term, in the immediate term. And so we can see that Bitcoin is doing a rebound that started around 10 days ago after the market nearly bottomed on the weekly MA50. This is the red trend line that you're seeing here. This is the strongest long-term support level so far. And a few times actually we challenged this level. Bitcoin dropped to touch this moving average, and every time we see that it rebounded after that, with the last one being on the 5th of August 2024, and before that back in September 2023. But this is not the only one. With the current cycle being a bull cycle, being a channel up pattern, which is what I showed you last time, this is the absolute and ultimate model that's been guiding the price action and that can help estimate any future moves. Given that this is also the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level that supported both lows as well as the current one on the weekly 50 moving average. As a result, we are so far making a double support cluster. And now here on this chart, I have marked the upwards moves in Bitcoin every time we see a local bottom. And we did have the last 3 local bottoms were actually after we already moved above the 50th moving average on the weekly. We flipped that moving average into support, and we've been respecting this support. So the last 3 corrections took us all the way to this support, from where we bounced and we made strong rallies. And I have marked only the rallies that occurred after we touched this moving average, or we came close to this moving average, meaning we dropped to support, rather than this one here, which was an extension, basically a continuation rally of this one. But more importantly, what's happening with this and why I marked them is because I want to see what is the chances of making new all-time high and where it can potentially take us. And I'm using fractals here, and I'm superimposing the last upwards move, the last rally, the channel that we formed over the last rally, into here what is happening now, what is coming soon. Because as you can see, we actually came all the way down to our support level, to that 50th moving average, and from here we are now bouncing on the upside. I'm being bullish, I'm expecting that we are going to start a proper recovery anytime now, if not already, even though I do anticipate another minor drop in the short term. I'm going to show you why. But in the longer term, I'm expecting that we are going to have a continuation of these rallies, a continuation of the bull cycle for yet another couple of months. And that is most likely going to take us into the 160,000 price. This is where this channel is taking us, if we use that fractal. Now, fractals don't always work, but a lot of the times we use fractals because they do work. And there is a very high probability that this fractal is going to play out like this. Of course, we can never know for certain. If we could, then it would be very easy. We would know exactly what's happening, and nobody can know exactly what's happening in the future because markets tend to surprise us. But there is a very high chance, probability, that this fractal is going to play out and is going to take us to that 160 level, which I have marked here as the most likely scenario. Now, let's look at the shorter term, because we also need to anticipate what is happening over the next few days, especially with the weekend coming. You know, weekend we have lower volume, trading volume, lower liquidity, and it's easier to manipulate the market. So we have to be prepared. And I'm expecting a drop, guys. Unfortunately, I'm expecting a drop. Well, first of all, we are forming this rising channel, which during a downtrend is a continuation pattern, meaning right now, this is looking bearish. Usually, this pattern breaks on the downside. Of course, it doesn't necessarily have to happen. It's not always the case, but this is why we look at patterns and we try to recognize chart patterns, because typically this is a pattern that breaks on the downside and just continues the move on the downside. Also, on the daily, this is the daily here, we are still below the 50th moving average. While we are below the 50th moving average, we are bearish. Unless we manage to climb back, reclaim this moving average, flip it into a support, then we cannot talk about a proper recovery. We really need to break this moving average. We need to be able to sustain above it, maintain our price above this moving average, and then we can enjoy a few weeks, perhaps maybe even months above this moving average. But as we fell below this moving average in February, we flipped it into resistance, and we have been trading below this moving average ever since. We challenged it, but every time we challenge it, like here in the towards the end of February and here beginning of March, we actually failed to break above this moving average. So we are still unable to flip this moving average into support, to reclaim this moving average, and it's acting as a resistance. So until that moment comes, we're still in a downtrend. And since we are still in a downtrend, we are now at a danger of breaking yet again down from this channel that we are forming. This is the 4-hour chart. This is the even shorter time frame. We are also breaking that 50th moving average, and this is why I use the 50th. This is the EMA, by the way, not the simple moving average. On the weekly, I was looking at the 50th MA. Now I'm looking at the 50th EMA. And I'm using the 50th EMA because it actually works on all of the different time frames. So right now, as we are breaking below this 50th EMA on the 4-hour chart, this is indicating that even in the very short term, we are turning bearish. So not only the daily is looking bearish, the 12-hour, the 8-hour, the 4-hour as well right now is also looking bearish, as we are losing this moving average, and this is bearish. Now, the good news is that stochastic RSI is looking oversold. So in the immediate term, in the next few hours, we can see a bounce on the upside. This could actually reclaim this moving average. We could actually jump above it, and this is what I'll be watching very closely. If we manage to reclaim the moving average and stay above it, this will be good news. It means that maybe we're not going to fall below this channel, not break below this channel, but still I expect during the weekend to break below this channel. It could be brief. It could be just for a day or something like that, drop to the 80,000, which will be a break below this channel. We can even drop to 79K, which is a support level here. And we have a lower support at the 76, 75,000. So we could actually go and challenge this support level. This is in the short term. Also, if we look on the daily, we see that the stochastic RSI is in the overbought region, yet again indicating that over the next few days, we can expect a drop in price, because this will bring the RSI back into the neutral zone, or perhaps even lower, which is where we want it. We like when the RSI, stochastic RSI especially, because it is more responsive than the simple RSI. Stochastic RSI, when it's down in this region, this is good news. This is when we are seeing the rallies, and especially on the daily. Ultimately, the daily is showing us that we can expect another drop, and very likely this could be a drop breaking down from this channel. This doesn't mean you have to panic sell or anything like that. It just means that you have to be prepared for the next few days to see further drops in prices, and not only in Bitcoin, but altcoins will be bleeding as well. But ultimately, we are on the path of recovery, and I'm expecting that towards the end of this month, we're going to see some nice rallies in Bitcoin. Now, a reminder, just like I emphasized the importance of using cold wallets, the OneKey Pro stands out as my top recommendation for safeguarding your digital assets. This model is equipped with not one but 4 security chips with the highest industry standards. But what I love most about the OneKey Pro is that it has air-gapped signing capabilities, so you can securely confirm transactions without ever connecting to the internet. This is done by scanning QR codes, and there is a camera to facilitate this. There is also Bluetooth connectivity should you wish to use that. It makes it unique because it is the first device of its kind to offer both Bluetooth connectivity and air-gapped mode. I prefer air-gapped most of the time, but if I'm in a rush, I would use the Bluetooth option. I have a choice, which is great. And there's other things that make it worth your money, like the biometric authentication, which is just adding an extra layer of security. Plus, it supports thousands of cryptocurrencies. The list is too long to go through it here. And it's also the first cold wallet with wireless charging capability. These are all unique features that no other device currently offers. It's super lightweight and compact, fitting easily in my pocket or bag, ideal for my travels throughout the year. And whether you're at home or on the move, this wallet seamlessly integrates with both desktop and mobile phones. And the best part, you get 10% discount with my link, the most of any other YouTuber out there. So use the link, it's in the description below, or you can scan this QR code to get the discount. And this is for all of the OneKey products, not just for this wallet. I also love the Touch model and even the older one, the OneKey Classic. They're very easy to use. The OneKey Classic is the most simple one, but also it is the thinnest and the lightest of all of them. So it is perfect for on the go. It doesn't have a full color display, and it's not that easy to navigate with just 4 buttons. But for simple stuff and for long-term holdings where you don't really have to make too many transactions too often, it is perfect. So there's plenty of choice. You can download my free ebook where I break down these and many other devices currently on the market, so you can compare and choose the right one for you. Remember, always own your private keys and keep your crypto safe. And while you're here, just pick another one of my videos, and I'll see you there.